Hey everybody, and welcome back to ThreadX3 Productions. I am Nick. Here with me today is...
Nate.
Yes, and today is the Nick and Nate Nerdy News for nerds. Now, normally we do separate the trailers and the news. We have two separate videos. This week I feel like it's nothing but trailers for news, and I don't feel like relitigating, Activision for the 80th time or whatever. To the point, it's just like, get something done or just shut up, because it's depressing, and it's like... So, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to start it up today with the Batman trailer. We got a couple of DCs to get through. Now playing the Batman trailer.
The music are like...
Police! Hands up! Stay still! Get out of here!
It still kind of blows my mind the fact that the Swiss Army Man is the Riddler.
I love that movie. What a nice little gem or whatever.
Fear is a tool.
I also love the use of that song
When that
still.
light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning.
Well, a little barbecue there.
I've been trying to reach you.
Fire the gun!
This is about a king. Brothers to match.
I can take care of myself.
If this continues, it won't be long before you've nothing left.
I want to see more of him as Alfred.
care what
I keep
happens.
forgetting that he's Alfred.
It's only gonna get
Andy
worse for
Serkis?
Yeah,
I guess I didn't realize that's who he was supposed to be.
yeah, he's Alfred.
Oh, that's funny.
Whoa! Take it easy, sweetheart.
Easy.
Hear everything they say?
Still can't believe it's Colin freaking Farrell.
I can't either. I can't
damn.
either.
you. Maybe we're not so different.
The theme is really
Who
fucking
are you
cool
under
with
there?
this.
God, I love this fucking part.
I'm vengeance.
What's black and blue and dead all over? You.
Dear God.
I got you! I got you!
Yeah. Did you know?
And this shot is it's just absolutely incredible.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one thing I like about it. Okay, so here's my one nitpicky thing that I'm going to have to bring up. In both trailers so far, we've had... Hold on, let me recenter myself. In both trailers so far, we've had him say, "I am vengeance." And what's super annoying about that is that, like, you could just take an extra step and do the whole thing. Like, how cool would it be, trailer-wise, for him to be like, "I am vengeance," and then bah, 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 "I am the night. I am," and then boom, flash to the title screen. Like, it's a missed opportunity, and I genuinely don't understand why they haven't done it yet. Because that is so iconic as far as... Like, I don't know if it came from the comic books first or the TV series first. I'm going to have to surrender my nerd card there. I'm not sure where it originated from, but it's so iconic now, at least for me, with Batman. For him, I am vengeance, I am the night, I am Batman. And both trailers just completely missed the mark on that one little point. So
do me a favor, back up to the part whenever he's in there in the interrogation.
Back it up. What?
Okay. Yeah, I think right there. Well, that's shortly after.
Close.
So the thing that I am not caring for so far out of the entirety of his performance that we've seen in the trailers is this scene right here. This
Yeah.
scene literally doesn't do anything for me, and it's like it's just not as it's just not as climactic as throwing the Joker on the table and so I
Yeah.
feel like that was a bad scene. But there's a lot about this movie that I have read that this is one of those that I get more excited the more I read about this movie.
Yeah.
So the 2 points that I had seen in particular is one, that this is basically going to be, they've confirmed it's a 2.5 hour long, like, detective noir story. So it's the first time
Yeah.
we're seeing Batman in that. And also the majority of the movie, we're apparently going to see Pattinson in the costume, in the outfit, because his Batman does not prefer to be Bruce Wayne.
There we go. Yeah, that's definitely preferable. And I definitely, I can agree with you as far as that one side, like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
and maybe it's because he's using his fake voice, and it's like, sometimes it's just so hard to get that fake voice right or whatever. But it's like in all of his fighting scenes, in most of any other scene, it's like, okay, I believe he's Batman. But in that one scene, he's like, I'm trying to be tough.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can totally see where you're coming from there.
Now, there might be more to this movie than we think.
Do you think there's more than meets the eye?
Well, there's a bunch of theories floating around that I am not that I'm not too sure of yet. One of which, in particular, is that this could potentially be a Court of Owls story. And one of the pieces of evidence that's kind of going in with this is you see on his outfit, you see on Batman's suit, how he's got on one of his bracers, they're kind of like dagger looking things.
Okay, yeah.
There's a lot of subtext, apparently, what's going on in this movie about infrastructure and things like that, as far as like the higher ups in Gotham and the scum, like people below.
Yeah, right.
So the theory is, whenever they're on the train scene and you see him looking at those kids, that is Batman looking into that window, basically watching and, stalking these kids. So, like, they could be members of a gang, or they could just be, basically, they're saying that there's a chance that he could be Talon.
Interesting.
And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that, but that would be cool. But one last thing I'll say about this, last fact I saw on it, is the whole scene of him going down the hallway getting shot.
That's all I have to say.
You want to know why that's the case?
God. Why?
Because the director of photography is the same one who worked on Rogue One, on that Vader scene.
Makes perfect effing sense, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So this is exciting. I can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, people did the typical whiny, incel baby nerd thing. And when it got announced that it was Pattinson, they're like, Twilight's gonna be on. Oh my God. Like
He's done a
I
lot
hate
since
it.
Twilight.
I genuinely hate when people are like that. It's like, and most of the time, it's like I can agree with it, but it's like the amount that people are just like, oh my God, like boycott this or whatever. It's like, you've literally not seen him in the costume. You've not seen a trailer, not anything. Like, the amount that goes into making a movie, like, they don't just choose Robert Pattinson because, like, they wouldn't choose him unless they think that he's right for the part or whatever.
Yep.
And so every time we've had this, like, they did it with freaking Heath Ledger. Wow, you guys got proved wrong there. They did it with freaking Ben Affleck. Like, as much as you could hate on the Justice League, the original, and the 4-hour, extended nap, and Superman versus Batman, the one thing that a lot of people did agree on is the fact that, okay, yeah, Ben Affleck's Batman is good. Even if they might not have, like, agreed with, like, the murdering and everything, like, there's definitely some outcry about that, but still, like, the general consensus was, yeah, okay, Batman was one of the best parts of it, and it's like, see, quit your bitching is my main, So now, the first time I watched this trailer, I didn't realize this was Michael Keaton.
Tell me something.
And
Yep.
listening to it the second time,
This is
it's
also
so
his
obvious,
Anywhere you
his
want,
Wayne
right?
Manor.
right?
This is the Wayne Manor from
Any
'89.
timeline. Any universe.
The moment I saw the scene, I'm like, they're doing it. They're doing it. Oh my god, they're doing it. Flashpoint is
Why do you
the
wanna
one of.
stay
Oh god.
and fight to save this one? You change the future. And you change the past.
Are you in?
That's what she said. So I like how you can tell from the shape of this. It's like, oh god, that's the Batmobile. Although, why not the reveal? Why cock tease us, DC?
Because maybe they didn't shoot that scene all the way through.
Maybe that's a good point.
So let me ask you this, because I have a general amount of hype for it. Going before before we were recording, you didn't seem so much. So what is your take on this? What we've seen so far?
It is interesting that with all the rumors about the Spider-Verse with Tom Holland and and Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, it is so weird that right around the same time we just happen to be doing Flashpoint and get Michael Keaton to come back as Batman. That to me is interesting to say the least. I mean, there's always been an argument over, like who done it first, which I mean, in a lot of cases DC did it first, and in some cases Marvel did it first or whatever. But it is kind of just weird how we already have this insurmountable amount of hype for No Way Home or whatever, and what's going to happen there, the multiverse and everything. And then we have this, which is like kind of the same. That's my only quote unquote negative about it. It's just like, oh, okay. Like, of course these things are years in the making, so it's like it's not necessarily like their fault or anything, but it is just kind of weird. I'd say Flash, when it comes to like DC characters, I say Flash is probably the one I'm the least amount familiar with. Him and Aquaman, because like I would watch old 1950s Superman cartoons, and I absolutely love the Batman animated series or whatever. That is nostalgic Saturday morning cartoon fuel right there. I absolutely love it. I became the most familiar with Batman because of that show. So but yeah, Flash is I don't really care. What little I did see of Flash the TV show, my wife was watching it. It's like I could like this, but also it was just like way too CW, where it's like, oh my god, this person loves this person, and this person loves that person, and oh my god, what about this love triangle? And it's just like, oh my god, can we just not, guys? Can we?
Yeah. So I mean, you're not wrong. This is 100%.
All right, so
Go keep it going. No, keep it going. This is 100% their answer to Marvel's multiverse stuff. They have confirmed that. Well, I don't know if they've specifically confirmed, but this is going to be the movie that Batman is going to be an Elseworld story. It's going to be its own thing. The Batman. Right. With that movie coming out, this is going to be their multiversal. Like, hey, this is our universe where and. We'll see the specifics of the whole 89 Batman, like if that's actually Burton's universe. But Nick, I assume you haven't read or seen Flashpoint Paradox, right?
Confirmation. Yes. Yes, I haven't read it.
Okay. So
Yes,
Flashpoint Paradox.
I've not, yes. Right, yeah.
Okay, Flashpoint Paradox. They have the animated storyline. They have the animated movie on HBO Max.
I
Watch.
am familiar with the Crisis. What's the Crisis thingy called?
Crisis on Infinite Earth.
That
Infinite
thingy.
Earths.
But that's
Okay.
mainly because I watched the animated movie with it.
Okay.
Freaking James Woods is freaking Owlman.
Yeah. So watch Flashpoint Paradox. That is basically what this movie's going to be.
Okay. Gotcha.
And honestly, Nick, like I'm not even being Nate on this one. Like that is literally one of my favorite DC stories.
Okay.
Because basically in the comic part of it, was that me or did you actually get a headache?
Yeah, a little tension headache.
Okay.
For a second, sorry.
You're good. In the Flashpoint storyline, Flashpoint Paradox storyline, Barry Allen decides to go back in time and save his mother.
Yes, I
but
know that part. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's kind of same thing with the CW show. Like they kind of did that same thing. It has to do with Reverse Flash, but what happens when he does that is he basically kicks himself into a different timeline, one where Thomas Wayne is Batman and Bruce Wayne and Martha were the ones who died instead of Bruce's parents. Mm-hmm. So this Batman is the vengeful one. Like his skin is in Arkham Knight. Like his character skin is in Arkham Knight. That's in the comic. So he's got guns. He's this like, brutal cigar. He's a really cool Batman, but he basically needs his help to get him back to his original timeline and fix everything. Mm-hmm. So this is the exact same storyline in a way. I mean, obviously they're taking liberties with Keaton's Batman and things like that, but I don't know if you noticed detail wise, go fast forward towards the end where it's the group shot of the three of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So for one,
I mean, obviously we got two Ezras.
Yeah.
Count them. Ready? One Ezra. Two Ezra. And then baby Ezra? I don't know.
So that's Supergirl. That's the new Supergirl that they've cast for this film.
Interesting. Okay.
The interesting thing is the Flash that's in the back is actually wearing an 89 batsuit. That is a batsuit that has been spray painted with the Flash logo, and whenever they're spray painting the lightning on the boot, that's an old batsuit.
Nice.
So they actually released a teaser, like poster teaser that had that.
A teaser of the teaser.
So yeah, it's real interesting what liberties they're going to take with this. But yeah, as someone who has seen it and it's an hour and a half long, I really fucking recommend it. It's a really, really good animated like movie in general.
Gotcha.
But yeah, and let me know if your hype changes after you watch it.
Okay.
Probably won't, but let me know.
Next up, the Suicide Squad. Because honestly, there hasn't been enough of that. So that we're saving the best for last. That may vary.
Mileage may vary on that comment.
We're gonna go the official PlayStation. I can't believe they put the PlayStation logo on it. Like, good for you, but also, come on.
That's it. PlayStation Studios. So,
okay. Ready?
There are places out there you can't find on any map.
The little notes. Dun, dun,
They're not gone.
Dun, 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 dun. I just wish they would have stuck with that rather than this.
A little young for a bartender, aren't you?
A little old for prom, aren't you?
Is everything in here? Why the map?
This is the path that Ferdinand Magellan took to sail around the world.
You know your history.
It's the biggest treasure that's never been found.
5 billion easy. I think you're here because of your brother.
Well, you know my brother Sam?
I like how they set that up right off the bat. It took 4 games for us to even hear Sam's name, and they're just like, boom, first trailer. This February.
Who the hell is this? I'm a friend of Sully's.
I think that's cool too. The fact that we're getting Chloe, like instead of.
You are a collector.
Well, I dabble.
I didn't expect to see Antonio
My family
Banderas.
has been looking for this fortune for a very long time. So much blood.
I'm pretty sure he just threatened to kill me.
Don't touch your ear like that. You look like an idiot.
You have no idea who you partnered with.
I've been hearing about this stuff since I was a kid. My brother Sam left one final clue.
Guess I'll keep on living. Oh my God.
I shouldn't have come out to play with the big boys, Ian, because you're about to get a proper Scottish welcome.
What?
Oh, crap!
Exclusively in movie theaters.
Oh.
So I'll let you go first on this one.
Well, are you negative? Because I don't want it to be negative. First off, I am very surprised how long this has been up and down. And, oh, Mark Wahlberg's going to be, Drake. And, oh, no, now he's Sully. And it's like, how long this has been going on. I am very surprised at how quickly we're going to be able to get this. It's coming out in February. It's like, oh, God. Okay, wow. I was a bit iffy on, a young Nathan Drake story. Even though, I like Tom Holland or whatever. And after this, it's like, okay, I'm convinced that this is at least going to be good. We'll see if it's going to be great. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
That's me so far, is that, I really like it. The fight scenes look great. It looks like he's definitely into some parkour. Seeing him shoot a gun, that didn't throw me off. That didn't make me go I just don't believe he's shooting a gun. You know what I mean? So that's me, I guess. Just overwhelming, praise. One thing I will point out is, with a lesser budget for special effects, this could have looked horrible. This could have been the... it is obvious that at certain parts it's CG, but also at the same time, it's really cool how much they did do. And it's they clearly have him on some kind of a wiring, and the boxes are actually moving. But not just that, but then the background sky looks good. I'd love to see the Corridor Crew take this on and talk about the pros and cons of this, because it looks damn good. And this could have been especially since it's such a big CGI, fight at the end of a a Marvel movie, since it's kind of that moment, this could have made or braked the trailer for me, and I feel like it did great. So yeah, go on.
So one thing just based on the trailer right off the bat that I can tell is that this movie is going to be fun as hell. And in the trailer, I can see that they have captured the essence and the soul of what Uncharted is.
Woo! All right.
And
so thanks for joining us today.
So
I don't want to hear the negative.
And it's not really negative really by much, but I do want to give it a lot of praise, because I've kind of done a small sort of field test. I've asked a couple of my friends who have played and who have not.
Gotcha. Okay.
The people who have not played this series were oh my God, this is fucking awesome. And were pretty much ecstatic, seeing, the grinning from ear to ear. And even I was in the trailer. Mm-hmm. So that is another sign of how they've nailed it, because they're capturing the pulpness of the game.
Yes.
And you're talking about that exact scene, the CGI thing, the fact that we got that in the trailer shows, okay, we know what Uncharted is. We're going to give you those big moments and we're going to make them fun.
Right. Because then you also get the parkour, not only when he was getting in a fight here in the bar, but that part where he's chasing Chloe on the rooftops. It's okay, we're getting that, they're not ignoring that side of him. I mean, because that's the three staples of the all Uncharted games is the story, the parkour, or the platforming and everything, and the gunplay. So it's like, I'm glad we got all three of those in this trailer in spades, you know? So
now, that being said, and this is
so might as well have been
out,
but
this is solely just from watching the trailer because I know it's going to be different when I actually go see the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I go see this movie, I'm going to have so much fun, and I'm not even going to care. I'm going to get lost in the movie.
Yeah.
Watching this trailer now for however many times we've watched it, I cannot not fucking see Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland as Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland.
Yeah.
In this trailer, I for the life of me cannot see them as these characters. And I think it's coming from not only playing the games, but also seeing the fill-in, like 9-minute scene.
15,
it's like,
yeah.
15, thank you. Yeah. It's like,
let me clear, sir.
it's like, it's one of those,
I like how at the end here, they're like, oh, by the way, Uncharted Lost Legacy of Thieves, you know, you might want to buy that. Fuck out.
Yeah, but that's, again, I know when I go to see the movie, I'm not going to care. I'm going to be just captured in the moment, and I'm not even going to pay attention to it. I'm probably going to fall in love with it. But it's watching this trailer, it's like, I don't see him as Nathan Drake. I see him as fucking Tom Holland.
Right. I mean, it's even harder, like, the Spider-Man thing, because he does that one thing where he, like, spins around the railing or whatever. Let's get to that part. Okay, right here. So he does a little spinny thing. He's like, whoa! Which, that is very Nathan Drakey in the sense that it's kind of parkour, but that also seems extremely Spider-Man-y.
Yeah.
Like, almost way more Spider-Man-y than Nathan Drakey.
Yeah.
And you could even argue him, like, swinging is very Spider. But I would argue that's very Nathan Drake for him to, like, get out of a situation by jumping on something and then it collapses. That's extremely Nathan Drakey. So, like, I'm okay with that.
It is. It's just a different Nathan Drake. I think that's the main thing. This is a different Nathan Drake and a different Sully that we're not used to seeing. And for me, it's like, I at least, I mean, it's kind of one of those, I probably would have been happier if they would have given him a mustache, because I'm like, I'm sorry, that's fucking, gave him a mustache, because that's Mark Wahlberg. That's fucking Mark Wahlberg. I mean,
I definitely agree with that, as far as, like, it would have just been nice to have a nice little stash or whatever. I mean, then again, maybe they tried it with the stash, and it's just like, it doesn't look right or whatever, so who knows. You know, maybe we'll get the stash at the very end or whatever. One negative, yes, coming from me, Sony Pony aficionado. But one negative for me is we're getting this awesome scene from Uncharted 3. We're getting Chloe from Uncharted 2 and 3 and 4. We're not getting Ellie, which to a certain extent, yes, makes sense because he didn't meet her until Uncharted 1, which is in the future, and this is in the past. But still, it's like we're already getting a big set piece from number 3 and a character from number 2. So I hope they're leaving themselves enough room for this to be a franchise. Because if this was like Indiana Jones, for instance, and we got like a cool trilogy or whatever, and not only that, but obviously Tom Holland could get maybe a little maturer looking. We don't have to see little baby-faced Tom Holland all the time. But, like, if this becomes a franchise, like, I just hope they're leaving themselves enough space. Obviously, they have the train scene. They have a lot of really good scenes to, like, pull inspiration from. But the fact that we're getting this awesome scene from the third game is just like, okay, does that mean we're going to kind of mesh together a whole bunch of 1, 2, and 3 into this one movie? And if so, yeah, what are they going to do for movie 2 or movie 3, if there is a movie 2 or movie 3? And it's like, if I do like this, which, like you said, we're going to have fun watching this. For this trailer, it's so obvious that it's just going to be a nice pulp action movie. And we'll have to see, right? But it's like, if there is a 2 or 3, where are we going? What are we doing? So it's like, I just hope they didn't kind of back themselves into a corner where it's like, oh yeah, we don't have any other tricks up the bag. We're gonna have to come up with something even more. Because I mean, what made the plane scene so, you know, bombastic is because it was kind of the next step up from the train scene. So it's like, Yeah. I don't know. You know, that'd be my only negative. Is like I want them to have plenty of. Plus that shot with the pirate ship. It's like, okay, so you're showing us the end of Goonies. I mean, the end of the movie where he finds the treasure. Now, granted, it could be because like he found the submarine at the very beginning, and that's very iconic. Like shot of him finding the submarine at the beginning of Uncharted. So it could be that, but also that could literally be the where he finds the treasure, and it's like, okay, so we're already there. Don't show us that. It's like when they show Snake Eyes in the Snake Eyes trailer, and from everything I'm hearing, that is the literally last shot of the freaking movie, and it's like, stop doing that. Mm-hmm. It's annoying. I don't know. Like Amazing Spider-Man 2, the last scene of the like trailer was the last scene of the movie, even to the freeze frame where he gets the hydrant thing into Rhino. It's like, why do trailers feel the need to do this? Why do they feel the need to blow their load when it's like, I'm gonna watch your movie, okay? Like, you don't have to like show me the end to like intrigue me to see your movie. Like, I'm gonna see your movie. Why do you feel the need to do that? So that's my negative of the whole bunch. Other than that, looks good. It looks like it's going to be a bunch of fun.
100%.
And I mean, to a certain extent, it might just be where it's like we have to enjoy this movie and the game. Even though, yes, Sony put this together, we might just have to really separate ourselves in order to. Yeah. Last negative thing that I'll say is, I was so excited when I heard HBO was going to be doing The Last of Us, mainly because me and you fucking called it. But the story of The Last of Us is very much a story that would need to happen over a long span of time. Uncharted, you could argue, because it's very pulp action-y, it would definitely fit in a small movie, but I just hope that it's not an hour and a half. I want a 2-hour movie, 2.5 hour movie. I want them to take their time while also giving us plenty of like set pieces. So yeah. What do you guys think about all the trailers that we had done today? Good. I don't know why I do that all the time.
It's it makes me laugh coming from the Door generation. So
Delicioso. What about the Blue's Clues generation? Huh? Mickey Mouse Funhouse, they do it too. I hear my daughter like reacting. What's this? A pencil! And I'm like, good job, honey.
Gold star.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure down in the comments below, what's your favorite trailer? Rank them. I want top down. What's your most hyped and everything? I was Nick.
And I was Nate.
And you guys have yourself a good day.